From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie. This local and regional news update is brought to you by Northway Bank. Get big savings close to home with Northway Bank's Community Sense digital coupon book, filled with valuable money-saving coupons from hundreds of Northway Bank business customers. Visit northwaybank.com for more info. Northway Bank with 17 locations throughout New Hampshire. The people you know, the bank you trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. As the search for the missing 15-year-old North Conway teenager Abigail Hernandez continues into a third week, authorities have not reported any significant developments in the case. Paul Kirsch, the president of the White Mountain Milers, a valley-based running group whose activities Abigail's sister Sarah and mother Xenia have participated in, is planning Saturday night's vigil for Abigail in North Conway Schuler Park. Members of the public are invited to bring flashlights and gather at the big tent at the park at 6:30 Saturday night for some inspirational words about Abigail, followed by a brief walk that will symbolize lighting the way for her to come home. The vigil will be followed Sunday by the Milers' annual half marathon. Kirsch says he sees the race as another way to publicize the search for Abigail.
There are 600 people in our half marathon, a lot of them from outside the area, and what a great opportunity to get Abby's face in front of another 500 or 600 people from outside the area. It's just more exposure for her.
Abigail was last seen leaving Kennett High School more than 2 weeks ago in the afternoon of October 9th, and despite an award of up to $20,000 being offered by the FBI for her recovery and a multi-day search by dozens of law enforcement officers, firefighters, and volunteers in and around her home on Village Way that has since been scaled back, authorities say they don't have any solid leads as to what happened to her. They continue to refer to her disappearance as a missing persons case. Kirsch says he's also reached out to a friend who has good contacts with the New Hampshire Fisher Cats and Manchester Monarchs to see if the teams can help publicize the case. Authorities last held a formal press conference about the case a week ago at the Conway Police Department and said they would not hold another one until they had any significant information to pass on. Anyone who's seen Abigail Hernandez or knows where she is asked to call the toll-free FBI tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI or Conway Police at 603-356-5715. For more information about the case, see our website at WMWV.com. The Conway Daily Sun says the Conway School Board has decided not to close Pine Tree Elementary School. The Sun says the board voted 5-1-1 last week not to close the school and against changing John Fuller into a kindergarten through second grade school, Conway Elementary into a third grade through fifth grade school, and adding the sixth grade to Kennett Middle School. The Sun says closing Pine Tree would have saved money, but board members decided there were too many hurdles to overcome, including public sentiment, to leave the current system in place. In Maine news, state police, game wardens, and Waterville police say they found no sign of missing toddler Ayla Reynolds during a search of a wooded area in Oakland. State police spokesman Steve McCausland said more than 30 searchers focused their latest effort yesterday in the community outside Waterville, in an area that includes woods, clear cuts, and a small pond. The disappearance of Ayla Reynolds from her father's home in Waterville in December 2011 set off a massive search that eventually became the biggest criminal investigation in Maine history. There have been several searches since then, but no sign of the child, who's presumed dead. McCausland said yesterday's search was based on a tip and was the largest since last year. He says detectives, quote, won't stop until we get that answer. In sports, the Manchester Monarchs beat the Worcester Sharks 4-1 last night in Massachusetts. The Portland Pirates got their first win of the season, beating the Hartford Wolfpack 4-2 in Hartford last night. The Boston Bruins beat the Buffalo Sabres 5-2 last night, and the Red Sox took Game 1 of the World Series, beating the St. Louis Cardinals 8-1 last night. Game 2 is tonight at Fenway Park. In the weather today, partly sunny, highs in the upper 40s. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts up to 30. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, lows around 30. West winds around 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 in the evening, becoming light. And partly sunny on Friday, highs in the upper 40s. From the Northway Bank Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie.